Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, March 12, 2024. It is 3:00 p.m. I am Monica Guzman, board chair, and I'd like to call the meeting of the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency regular monthly board meeting to order. And as item number one, as item number two, we'll do a roll call. We'll just go around the table. Monica Guzman, chair. Simone Bollinger, board member.
Max Moncilio, vice chair.
Don Hoppenberg, secretary.
Test is on Zoom. Who's a board member on Zoom?
Hi,
Mando.
Alda Bang.
Okay, thank you, Al. So that establishes a quorum for this meeting. We also have the PC4 staff and the executive director in the room. We have our new board member that is joining us, but he's still waiting to be confirmed.
Paul Mendiola.
Paul Mendiola. And we do have guests in the room. We do have a sign-in sheet for our guests. If you can go ahead and sign in. Thank you very much. So the meeting, I know that we have guests in the room, and I'd just like to ask our guests to please sign in, and that if there's going to be any comments made, then that will come at the conclusion of the meeting, okay? So we've established a quorum with the roll call, and now I'd like to move to item 3. Before I move to item 3, there's a copy of the ad that ran in the newspaper, the Guam Daily Post. It was published on March 5th and on March 8th, and so this is a duly publicized board meeting. Moving on to item number 3, the approval of the minutes. Included in your packet was the minutes for the February 13, 2024 regular board meeting. And if I'd like to just ask everyone to take a few seconds to review the minutes, and if there's any comments or motion to approve, we'll just take a few minutes to review. Thank you very much.
Is that me that can let him in? It says here.
I'd just like to acknowledge the Mayor Jesse Gogui, who has come online and is in the Zoom room. Mayor, we have done a call to order in the roll call, and we're just now reviewing the minutes. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
And for your information, Mayor, we have established a quorum. We have in the room myself, the vice chair, the secretary, and Ms. Simone Bollinger, and then including yourself and board member Al Labang. So that constitutes a quorum.
Acknowledged.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I would like to make a motion to approve the board minutes for the February 13th, 2024 meeting.
Thank you very much, Donna. Made a motion to approve the minutes with a second by Simone. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes of February 23rd? Say aye.
Aye.
That's February 13th.
I'm sorry, February
Aye.
13th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and all opposed?
Aye.
Was that a yay or a nay?
Al?
Yes. Aye.
Yes? Okay, so
Yeah.
with all in favor, I would say that the minutes for the February 13th meeting have been approved. Now I'd like to move to item 4 on the agenda, the executive director's report. Madam Executive Director, the floor is yours.
Madam Chair and board members, Mr. Chairman, due to the absence of our financial officer, may I ask to request to table the treasurer's report until next month?
There's a request from the director to table the financial report. Is there a motion on the floor to table the financial report?
So
I
moved.
move to table.
Okay, so.
I
that
second
was
that.
A motion by Donna and a second by the mayor to table the financial report. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. Any opposition? Okay, I'll take that as the motion is approved to table the financial statement report until the next meeting. Thank you.
Okay, now
Madam Director.
that was item number one, and thank you, board members. Item number two, the percent of the art law. Right now, we're putting it together. Jackie is helping me review some of the changes that was made, because there was a confusion on it. So we're still working on the changes of the law for the percent for the arts to include based on the last added law that was made. So that one, we're still working on it. And then I am getting some legal guidance on that as well. So I asked Jackie to step in because there was some kind of in-betweenness and all of this. So I was kind of confused on which was the verbiage and the correct verbiage. So we're working on that to make those corrections on that. And then item number three, traditional master's program. I am requesting that I need Frank to meet with Frank, but he's not on. So me and Frank, make a request via email to meet with Frank and to go meet at Speaker Terlahi's office. So we can basically go through whatever the changes, but I do know that whatever we were gonna push for April, Jackie has done the resolution based on the last meeting. The resolution on that is just that I wasn't able to print it out and have it ready for today. We just got our Xerox machine working, by the way, Madam Chair. So, so I'll send that via email out to you guys to review basically the resolution for the masters, that all those edited and changes that was requested at the last board meeting. So we will send that to you, or I will send that to you. And then I'm going to request from Mr. Frank Lebon, ask if he can go with me down and see the speaker. Any other board member wishes to go and join us as well, you know, you're more than welcome to go with us, okay? Based on whatever, you know, during the informational hearing that was requested.
Do you have a date for that?
Not yet. I just want to make sure that Mr. Ribon has his, you know, Senator Ribon has is able to. The art bank. Well, you're happy to know that the art bank, the inventory was actually basically by the previous staff, Madam Husen. So what I did was, oh, there it is. Oh, so I did it. So, the art bank assessment, I created an inventory sheet, basically. Took what he gave me, made it and put it in a spreadsheet. I am now going to create the catalog. I'm gonna have it on a catalog listing like how I did the FESPAC gifts. So I am gonna set the template and I'm gonna give it, hopefully, our new staff will come on board, and then I was gonna pass that to him to do. But at the meantime, until we get our new staff, I'm going to ask Mr. Mark Weiss if he can work on it. On that CAHA website, slowly but surely, we're making the changes. Now Guam Webs is really working with us. So whatever we give them, they make the changes fast. Whatever we need updated right away, they work with us. So I want to schedule a meeting with Guam Webs and their team to make some added changes and revise some of the programming and put back whatever program listing that we had previously that was removed, because we need that for our NEA reporting, okay? So basically, Madam Chair, that's all at this time I have to report to you guys.
Thank you very much, Ms. Director. So the percent guidelines are still work in progress. The master's resolution has been finalized and we're just meeting now. You'll provide a copy to us.
Yes.
And then you're gonna set up a meeting with the speaker, and if any of the board members would like to accompany the director to meet with the speaker. I'd just like to acknowledge that board member Frank Rabon has just joined the Zoom room. Master Frank? Can I ask?
I'm here, I'm
whoever's-
here.
Can we get on the gallery view so that we can see who's on the Zoom, in the Zoom room?
Maybe right there,
Yeah.
Somebody, Mike, I think I can do it here.
So Frank, before you chime in, thank you very much. Master Frank, before you chimed in, what the director discussed regarding the masters was that they're finalizing the resolution that was discussed at the last meeting, and because of technical difficulties with the copier machine, she wasn't able to print a hard copy, but she'd like for you to accompany her and any other board members to meet with the speaker. Which has not been determined. So that's just a overview of the masters. And then the art bank is still a work in progress, as well as the website.
Yes.
Okay, any questions for the director? I want to just say, Madam Director, that the board recognizes and realizes that you're very challenged with a very short staff. And if there's anything that the board can do to assist you, please let us know, because I know that you are very, very challenged. And I
Thank
just
you.
want to acknowledge your hard work, and also the work of the staff that is present, Jackie, Mike, and everyone else, okay? Thank you very much. So item number 5 is PESPAC 2024. In your packet is the PESPAC report. There was a working session of the PESPAC committee held on Thursday, March 7th, 2024. I'm sorry.
It's very loud. I don't see the letter. Did you guys get a letter? Okay. Is it that? No.
Report. Okay, so in the packet, there's a report of the working session. There was a working session at the PESPAC committee that was held on Thursday, March 7th. Item number 1 to report back is a Guam presentation, which was supposed to be held at the Guam Micronesia Island Fair. We've got word that the dates have changed from May 17th, 18th, and 19th to June 1 and 2. And so that's going to pose a challenge to the delegation, because that's the weekend before departure to Hawaii. So the FESAC committee is looking at alternate dates and venues for Guam presentation. So more to come on that. Item number 2, we still have some budgets outstanding from genres, but the committee will reach out to those with the final push to submit their budgets. Item number 3, the RFQs. The information has been sent to GBB, who will assist CAHA with procurement, and they will work closely to ensure that all the necessary procurement processes are in place. Item number 4, orientation and workshops. Since our last meeting, the orientation that was scheduled for February 17th was postponed. However, an info packet was developed for distribution to the delegation. And upon finalization of the delegation, then we will reschedule an orientation again. I'd just like to acknowledge that we do have one of our FESPAC committee members that's in the room, Ms. Leah. Thank you, Leah, for all your hard work. Number 5, we have been participating in town halls and one-on-one sessions with Hawaii. There have been 2 town halls and 2 one-on-one sessions. There's going to be a 3rd town hall later this week, with a subsequent one-on-one session the following week. specific information is received and distributed at these town hall meetings, and they're held via Zoom. And the notices are sent to all of the headed delegations, and all 27 countries have been participating, almost all of them. Logistics, information on accommodations, transportations, venues, and also genre-specific details have been distributed and discussed at these town hall meetings. Guam will be requesting for a specific one-on-one meeting with the organizing committee so that we can just get down to the details with our delegation. Item number 6, travel. We did do, we've already reserved the seats for the delegation, and we've already put down the deposits for those tickets. And then as part of the United sponsorship, they are also doing United meetings. We just received the online booking instructions for that. And so once we understand that a little bit better, then we will distribute the information. As far as shipping, details of cargo and transshipments must be finalized by April. There is biosecurity issues that need to be addressed, and the SBC, along with the Hawaii Organizing Committee, will be holding a biosecurity informational briefing. I believe that's next week, right? Yeah, the biosecurity. So and they've already gave us who their biosecurity contact is on Guam, so we will work directly, and that's someone from Department of Agriculture. I can't recall right now who that person is, but we do have that information. Now, the last item on the report is the presentation of our delegation, and so at the meeting on Thursday, the CAHA director provided options discussed with the Assistant Attorney General on finalizing Guam's delegation. And there were 2 options before us. One is the CAHA board may opt to approve or disapprove the 2020 delegation, all or in part. And number 2, the Assistant Attorney General recommendation to conduct a new call out. After discussion, the following timeline for new call out was discussed, and the FESPAC committee is confident that it can meet the schedule. The schedule is Friday, March 15th, applications will be available. Friday, March 29th, applications will be due to the CAHA office. The days of April 1 to 5 will be a review of the applications and panel recommendation of delegates per genre to be presented to the CAHA board at their regularly scheduled board meeting on April 9th. The schedule is aggressive but achievable, opening up the delegation to members of our cultural and our partisan community who may not have had the chance to apply in 2019. This would also allow our delegation to align with the Hawaii listing of arts categories and language, which will form the basis for selection. In conclusion, all this poses a delay. However, the FESPAC committee stands ready to work hard, roll up their sleeves to gather the best representation for Guam. So to the CAHA board, there were 2 options available regarding the delegation to represent Guam in 2024, and those are presented in the FESPAC report. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Madam Chair, can I just say something real quick regarding that? So with what you stated about if the board approves the application, I would highly suggest that there'll be no online requests, no sending away. All application must be picked up in the CAHA office and must be returned back to the CAHA office. There was a stamp date received and time stamped with us. Is that acceptable to the board members?
Is there a reason why you cannot receive email applications?
It's just that in the past, we've heard where people say, we sent it, but we never received it on our end. I just don't want to hear that commotion anymore. So we've had that where those that applied indicated that I didn't get, how come I didn't make it? You didn't receive your application. They said, yes, I did, yes, I did, but the people that they sent it never received it. So just to avoid it, it's easier for us if they come in here, pick it up, and then when they return it, give it back to us. That way, the staff can start putting it, putting it in a box, and then, and mainly will be Jackie and I that will work together with receiving all the packets.
Kind of a time crunch with this new,
Right.
if some people are island or, that's like pretty difficult.
I think I agree.
Okay.
I think
I
maybe,
just-
maybe one general email, and
Okay.
whether it's the director or info@CAHA or whatever it is, but you guys need to decide what email will be receiving the
Don't we
application.
have any press
We
back?
will also encourage all those that are going to submit an application to submit a hard copy, but I think, like Simone said, it's a crunched, compressed timeline. I think CAHA and the FESPAC committee is very aware of who are in our cultural community can represent Guam best, and so, we can do a reach out. I know that there's been discussions about putting an ad in the paper also, and I think, with all our friends in the room, maybe we can help spread the word out, I'm not a social media person, but I know a lot of people in the room are social media people, so maybe we can, seek your assistance in getting the word out to, come and fill out an application. But I would like to say that
Mr. Ribbon has a question.
yes, I'm just trying to finish my train of thought. Anyways, Master Ramon, you have a comment? Frank?
You're on
Sorry,
mute?
sorry. I'm still
And then
trying
after
to,
that, we have the mayor who has a comment, has his hand up.
yeah, sorry, just trying to get used to this technology. But in regards to the suggestion of the director regarding the applications, may I, a suggestion that I would like to pose to the board of directors as well as to the staff, isn't it, question number one, isn't it in fact that all the genres kind of like have a lead person that takes care of them, be it literary arts, being performing arts, being visual, being traditional? Isn't there a lead already that takes care of all those individual genres?
Yes, there is, Master Frank.
Yes, there is. Okay, so why not give the application to those leaders and let them disseminate it to their specific members that are applying, and let them fill it out, and that way the staff can come directly to where they're at to alleviate any form of traffic to CAHA, so that they can bring their stamp and they can basically assess the different genres and the people that apply, instead of them coming in individually into CAHA for traffic application.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I'm sure. Okay, hold on, we have Mayor,
Yes, since we're discussing, I think we should make a motion first.
okay, that's a good point, Vice Chair. Is there a motion on the table, to go with either, recommendation number one or recommendation number two?
So Madam Chair, I move to we, as a CAHA board, elect to do option 2 as recommended by our AG, and conduct a whole new call up for the FESPAC delegation to Hawaii in 2024.
There's a motion on the floor by the Vice Chair to, conduct a new call out for the 2024 delegation as recommended by the Assistant Attorney General. Is there a second to the motion?
I second.
We have a second and a third?
Yeah, we got myself and Frank.
Okay, so, Mayor, you'll make the second since the motion was made by the Vice Chair.
And then now we can continue the discussion.
Okay, let's finish the discussion. Thank you for that, Mr. Max. Second by the mayor. Okay. Frank, you can continue with your discussion?
Yeah, that was my suggestion to alleviate some of the workload in the CAHA staff.
Okay.
If you're going to go through a totally brand new call out, then have the leaders I'm pretty sure that each genre has a leader, and let them figure out, and then from that point on, you take your applications based on that and evaluate the application based on the code of conduct that has been submitted to us earlier. There's about 7 documents regarding code of conducts and that every member should sign.
Great. Thank you very much. That's a good point, Master Frank. And at the FESPAC committee, there was discussion about the timeline and about the retrieval of and the availability of the applications, but I'm sure that will not be a problem. Mayor Gogui, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the bottom line of this whole proposal of recommendation 2, it just provides, us with the means of making sure that there's an opportunity for those who weren't reached in 2019 for the 2020 delegation to be actually reached out to and given an opportunity to sign up as a member of this 2024 delegation. More than anything, one of the things that we may have overlooked, but needs to be emphasized, is that there were some questions as far as the consistent processing and receipt and processing of applications. And so this gives us an opportunity to make sure that there's a standard process of submitting these applications, reviewing these applications, and the ranking and recommendations of the committees for each of their genres to build the delegation list for 2024. So this is just, in my opinion, a good route to go.
Thank you very much, Mayor Gogui. I know that, with the compressed timeline, with only 2 weeks for applications to be turned in, and I think we're looking at Friday, March 29th, and the applications will be due. It's very compressed, and I'd like to say that I'll take the hit. Maybe we should have done this back in February, or maybe we should have done it back in July or earlier. But we're at the point that we are today, and let's just do the best that we can. And I know that I have the support of the SPAC committee and all the genre leads to fulfill our obligation to gather the best representation we want. Any other discussion?
I would like to add that if we can, in this whole process, in case there's hesitation from any potential applicants to go to a lead, that the CAHA office can also receive these applications, number 1. Number 2, to alleviate the he said, she said, I think anyone who's been duly deputized to accept applications should be giving a receipt stating that they have received such application from somebody. Okay. Something that they started doing at DOE central office for anyone who applies there. So something to that effect. And I think we should just leave it to our director to decide the best method to make it. Just want to make sure that it's equitable. Everyone who wants to apply, who's qualified, gets to apply, and that they can get it submitted by the deadline. And then you mentioned earlier, just to make sure that it's reiterated, that electronic applications will be submitted to which email address?
We created a new
FESPAC account.
FESPAC email.
That's on the website. Okay. What is it again? Can you repeat that, please?
It's FESPAC Guam at CAHA.org.
That's kind of
Yeah, that's
a mouthful.
yeah.
But I know that one of the things that was discussed was perhaps putting an ad in the paper with all that information and the due dates and all of that
Yes.
stuff, which I think would help. Yeah. Like I said, it's a compressed timeline, but I think, what the vice chair said, this is CAHA is mandated by law to be the lead agency. And the first festival would have been in 2020, but then we know what happened. And now with the responsibility of sending a delegation to Hawaii in June, all these processes can be documented so that we can make sure that we do the right thing, you know, and we do the right thing, we do what's best for Guam, we do what's best for continuing and preserving and our cultural heritage. And, you know, I'd like to thank everybody that's here today. I know that it's been a struggle on both sides, on your end and on our end also, but I think, thank you.
I would just like to piggyback off your comment. Thank everybody for coming and for making all your voices heard. I would like to just say that I support the committee's decision to go back and look at applications again. And I would like to just sort of address the elephant in the room, which is delegates must have the respect of their communities. And so moving forward to the chairs, and I would, we can get the message down to the chairs moving forward, is that needs to be a prerequisite in representing Guam as part of this delegation, is that you have the respect of your community. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. So is there anything else that needs to be discussed and we can take a vote? I'd just like to acknowledge that our board member Al he has exited the Zoom room and he's here in person with us. Thank you, Al. Anybody else want to make a comment? And if not, we can take vote on the motion.
It's just like just a recommendation, if we can create like a Google form application instead, that would be helpful, because like we can have it as a link and a secure code, and people can just like scan it and just do the application. And I think it will just they're just gonna send directly everything that they have added on the application to CAHA.
Okay,
Is that possible in this timeline?
that's what I'm wondering. If you can assist us, you know,
Can you help me?
I can do it.
yeah. Okay, can it be done by Friday?
I can try.
Okay, so what we can do is, you know, maybe a fillable PDF. I don't know about Google, you know, like I
If you
said,
can
I'm
help
not
us,
a
we'll do it,
technology.
but I know,
Yeah,
I'm asking.
thank you.
I can
We'll
assist.
also submit it, Madam Chair, on our website. So once it's said and done, everything will go up on the website, or they can just download it, fill it out, whatever.
Can I also recommend that there's also paper applications?
Oh,
Some
yeah.
people are
Yeah.
Yes, we will have that.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are some members in our community that still don't have emails and don't have cell phones, so we gotta make sure that there are hard copies available for them to come down. And I know that the genre of chairs are done a really good job of trying to contact folks that are interested. I know just myself of 2 or 3 people that missed the deadline in 2019 and, you know, would like to apply, but, you know, maybe now's their opportunity. But anyways, beside that, are we ready to take the vote on the motion? The motion was made by the vice chair and with the second by the mayor to approve the, vice chair, you want to read your motion?
I don't remember it.
To recommend,
Take the recommendation item 2 from the PressPack committee to conduct a new call up for the delegation to Hawaii 2024.
thank you very much, and that's the motion, with second by the mayor. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? The motion carries. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am, sir.
Madam Chair, I move that we expand from our revolving fund necessary funds to expedite advertisement in the papers for this call up.
I'll second that.
Okay, that's a good one. There's a motion on the floor by the vice chair to, use funds, the revolving fund account, to purchase, advertising to make sure that the notice for this call out, reaches the general public, not to exceed more than.
I don't know, I was just gonna
It
ask
takes,
how much.
are we gonna
it
run it
costs.
one time?
Let's run it twice.
Okay, so it's gonna be, I would say we need 400.
No, I think we need to go bigger. We need to
Okay,
go like
so-
half page. Why don't you go ahead and find out what the half page cost is and it not to exceed the cost of a half page. Will that work? Twice.
Not
I agree.
to, not to exceed,
Not to exceed half page.
on it,
Twice.
Not to exceed half page
and run
two
twice.
times. Right, and that's the funds. And so that was a motion by the vice chair and a second by Donna. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? No, then let's take a vote on the motion. All in favor to use the revolving funds account, not to exceed the cost of the half page to run two times to ensure that the announcement for the call out goes out to the general public. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Thank you very much. That was a good motion. Thank you, Vice Chair. I think when we go back to the agenda, item 6.
Madam Chair? Madam Chair,
Yes.
there seems to be an effort by the visiting public to try to comment. And we should just let them know that these board meetings, public comment is typically not done during these board meetings. And so instead of him keeping his hand raised up, these board meetings are really discussion amongst the board to discuss board matters. And so we don't want the visiting public to feel left out because they're trying to be acknowledged, but because of the Robert's Rules of Orders and how we proceed in conducting these meetings, that we're ignoring them. So I just wanted to point that out.
Very much, Mayor. I did announce at the beginning of the meeting that any comments from the general public would be taken at the conclusion of our meeting. Thank you very much. Okay?
It's just that we were
Thank you.
addressed by you guys and there's just some confusion, that's weird.
Okay, thank you. I hope that clarified it.
No,
No.
at all.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's go back to
So
the
that's it?
agenda. We'll go back to the agenda. Okay, and on the agenda next is the board action. Item number 6 is the approval of the 13th SBAC Guam delegation. I think that is now moved, so we'll just pass on that. And item number 7, old business. Do we have director?
No, on the TCD, I was not able, my due diligence, I tried to go there, but right now I have some pressing matters that needed to be addressed in this office in regards to, getting out some, any NEA FDR reports that may enabling us not to apply. We're not gonna able to apply unless these reports, I am at the last tail. Jackie now is gonna review what I've inputted and what I'm ready to upload back to NEA. So these reports are due ASAP, like 6 years ago.
Thank you.
So now that is why I haven't gone to do the bank stuff, okay?
Okay, so that, it's status quo in the TCDs, I think status quo also on the board retreat. And then, item number 8, under new business, percent of the arts, did you want to discuss that?
I'm the board members, okay, I provide for each board member, right? They received the email. You want me to discuss it?
I think maybe we will do you want to table it for the next
Yeah,
meeting?
can we
I
please?
motion to table.
Okay. There's a motion on the table by Simone to table the percent of the arts, discussion.
I'll second that.
Okay, Simone
Thank you so much.
and Donna to table. Any discussion? No discussion, sorry about that. All in favor, say aye.
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 We only have 209, but everybody, all in favor? Okay, motion carries. And then, so next on the, agenda is item 9, announcements. Buster, is this point? Can I-
Yeah.
Pass it on to you? Okay, at this point, if there's any announcement, we'd like to entertain you, and I apologize, that was probably my fault for acknowledging all of you and your presence and making it confusing as to whether you can, discuss or make your, but now's the time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
What I'd like for you to do too, before you say anything, is identify yourself and where you're from.
Yeah.
By sign-in sheet, we could go in order.
Oh, sign sheet.
Where
Where
is
is the
this
sign
job
sheet? Sign sheet?
Does everybody want to speak? Or
No, it's okay, but at least we have contact information. If anybody wants to speak, put things on the record, please sign in, so we could go in a orderly fashion. And Ms. Jackie, if you can call the first few names, just so we can figure out who has arrived first.
Siobhan's not here, so Andrew Matata.
Right here.
You wanna say something?
Sure, I can say something. Thank you for announcing this board meeting, and I really think that this what your organization is charged with is very important for our community. I'm part of the study group of music and dance in Oceania, which is a part of the Traditional Council for Traditional Music and Dance, which is an international organization. We're meeting there for a symposium a couple of days before. I don't know what your schedule, what the delegation schedule is, but I'm always eager to know of what's going on, even though I may not be a delegate, and I wanted to provide information on sort of the sort of associated activities that go on with all these delegations going on. And so I can is there an email address that I can share with you guys that I can reach out and disseminate this information? And can you speak in terms of the process with which you guys select that delegates? Is it amongst this board, or are there other
There is a
conditions?
There is a fast track committee.
Yeah.
There is a fast track committee that takes applications and they review the applications. I don't know what exactly.
2020, are you speaking basically of?
But moving forward, I think they are updating the applications right now. And once we put that in the paper, we'll have a little bit more information. It's been a compressed timeline, so I think they're still working out the details on
Yes.
the actual application itself and all of that stuff. So, yes, there is a criteria. There is a criteria, and that will be forwarded to you. Thank you. But hopefully you'll apply. Okay, who's next?
We'll go back to Siobhan.
Siobhan. Hi, Siobhan.
Hi, yeah, I just want to thank Simone for your comment. I think it was important for me to come just to as a current delegate that was chosen to go back in 2020. To remind, it was important for me to know that someone on the CAHA board cares about the community standing part of the delegation selection process. I think the other day my sister Jared was reminding me of something that Auntie Judy had said very powerfully in an article about how our culture is as much an oral history as it is a history of record. And I think something that's really powerful is like someone who's part of a literary delegation to know that before our stories were written, they were shared. And I think I find a lot of power in my culture from the women who tell stories and a lot of the safety that we create in creating our own spaces, that we've been made to create our own spaces, because a lot of times the cultural arts community doesn't feel safe. And I think just in general, I feel better that there was just strong showing today to make the right decision to go back and revisit this process. And I'm hoping that you all can see and understand and hear from the people who came out today that like being a cultural artist is about representing our values, and knowledge is one thing, but integrity is another. And I think to be an elder and to be a leader, you have to be willing to have difficult conversations. And if we're gonna go to one of the biggest displays of culture that we have in Pacific, I think it's important for delegates to know that the elders who are guiding us are people who don't just care about like their perception, but care about how they treat other people in the community. And I think like there are a lot of times being a cultural artist has felt very isolating and very scary as a woman in Guam, which I feel like is ironic considering we're a matrilineal society. And so I just want to say again, thank you for all of the hard work you guys are doing. I know that choosing the more difficult process means you're all going to be struggling for 2 weeks, but for me, I feel like I can leave this room knowing that you all chose the more difficult decision because you, I hope, made that decision not just to save face, but that saving face is actually about making things right. I don't care too much about reputation. I don't care too much about social pressure and the social contracts that we have that make us make the decisions we do. I do care a lot about enough of Malik and what that actually means to make things better for people who don't have voices or for people who have been blocked out of being in the community for different reasons. So I'm gonna wrap up my statement with that and just say thank you to people in the community who choose to protect us as cultural artists. And I hope that that is the thing that remains central in this new selection process. Thank you.
Thank you. And then, you know, because there's a lot of people and I don't know if every single one of you want to make a comment, but maybe we could just keep it down to a minute or so. And just to give everybody an opportunity. Who's next? Coleman, you. Oh,
Actually, I signed in just,
okay. Okay, that's 1 minute.
Okay,
perfect.
that's Jose Nicholas.
Cool.
I don't appreciate people coming here attending this meeting mocking me. That lady back there
smiled
was
at you.
mocking me
I smiled
with
at
her
you.
faces.
No, I smiled at you one
Oh,
time.
if
You can
smile,
check that
maybe-
camera.
Thank you,
Oh,
thank you.
Let's move on.
Do you have something to say
Oh, no.
relative to the discussion
That's,
and the
I have
selection?
nothing to say.
No, okay, thank you very much. Anything, next one? Are you sure?
That's not
Right,
only-
okay, Esther? Okay,
Okay, Kara Flores.
Kara?
I don't have much to say because Siobhan said it so well, but I did want to thank you for the decision that was made. I think it's our responsibility to uphold people that not only do our community respect, but that our community trusts. And I understand the challenges of that. But I just appreciate that you all are going through this selection process again. I hope that that is one of the criteria that is considered. Thank you.
Aaron Santos.
Aaron Santos.
They just did.
No?
I didn't realize it was 16.
Good, Aaron, go, just kidding.
Jonathan, please.
Jonathan?
Jerry.
Jerry? Cheers, thank you.
Shannon McManus.
Shannon?
Just echoing again what my sister said in the room, Kara said as well. It feels good to be part of our community. When these decisions are made, when you listen and when you know that there are people who have the power to listen when they actually listen. So just not too much. Thank you. Thank you.
T Manley.
Tina?
You wanna come on in?
You wanna say something?
Hello, I'm T. Oh, okay. Hello. T for Tori. 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 Yeah. T-O-R-I.
Thank you, ladies. Yes, Tori.
Yeah, so thank you for holding this space for us. And for me, this is more of an emotional matter rather than direct physical interaction with code, the person of topic. And I just know that I grew up in this sort of place where we were always told who people of like sexual assault were, but we were never told like that they're going to be taken responsible, or it was just a cultural norm to accept perpetrators and not hold them accountable. So when I heard that there were several people in the community that said they had interactions with him, I wanted to show my full support so we can sever this sort of cultural norm so we can hold people accountable, whatever the evidence may be, and to bring to light these sort of topics and make it less taboo and more normal. So thank you so much.
Hi, Star. So we talk about. We talk about making things right, and there's a lot that I could say in this moment, but I think how I would like to use my time would be to call out the people who responded to my emails in ways that felt very disrespectful, off-putting, even aggressive. And so that's Max Fonto's response and also Ms. G's response. And so I really feel like there should be space in this board meeting for them to step up in how they responded, of crafting the story that the AG response is what was needed in order to move forward.
This isn't, thank you. This is not you.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry. But I think Max can speak.
After everybody. After everyone else. Okay, thank you. Who's next? Colette or Paloma?
Hi.
Colette.
Okay. I have a very simple question. Why are you choosing to prolong this, like, taking Ko off of delegate list? How many more women do you need to come forward and ask you to take him off the list? I'm very curious. Why is it taking so long?
Why is it taking so
And
long?
why are you following?
Can I answer that?
I'm almost done. I'm almost done, sir.
Well, you asked a question.
I'm almost done. You can
ahead.
answer after. Thank you. Like how Matt said, I'm just following that. Thank you. But, yeah, I'm very curious. And how many more women do you need to have this happen to? How many more like why is it they only need to be convicted? Why can't you listen to your community without the judicial system? Why was that in the email that the judicial system was in charge of this and the AG when it's actually your decision? Why is it this hard?
May I respond?
Sure.
Mayor.
Or sorry.
No,
Mayor
go ahead,
first.
go ahead. Go ahead. You guys are in the room. Go ahead and respond.
I've taken everybody off of the list. They're starting from scratch. I don't know, I don't understand.
That doesn't pertain to her question.
So I have responded in my email that we are not the criminal justice system.
So
That
it's
is
a
not-
personal choice.
That is not our purview as a CAHA board.
So what you're saying is it's a personal choice for you to say yes to him going after he has hurt women in our community. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I said.
You didn't say it though, but
No, I didn't
but you're kind of like arguing that.
I will have my own say after.
Okay.
Mayor.
Mayor, did you want to say something?
Yeah. And so what we've agreed to do is we've agreed to do a new caller. And the reason why we've agreed to do a new call out is because, everybody's talking about this 2020 delegate list that we automatically approved to be the 2024 delegation. And there was no automatic approval, and a lot of this was done well before even Ms. Monica was appointed as FESPAC chair. And so when there was some questions about an individual and their being on the list, et cetera, and it required some, because we're a government entity, it required an effort to get a legal opinion regarding our role as a board. The recommendation to start over so that we could scrub the list, give everybody a fair opportunity to apply, and build a 2024 list, not a 2020, not a 2021, not a 2020, but build a 2024 list that has a definitive written set of guidelines on the selection process of delegates is what we elected to do. I don't think we're prolonging anything. We're giving everybody a new opportunity to apply, even those that didn't have an opportunity to apply in 2019 when they built this 2020 delegate list. And so we're giving people an opportunity to apply to be a 2024 delegate for Guam, for the 13th Festival of the Pacific Arts. And that regardless of who applies, everybody will be vetted in the same manner. The CAHA committee and their genre chairs are going to be directed to follow the guidelines on screening and the selection of delegates for this 2024 list, because that's what we're here for. We're here for you. May I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you.
I'm
So
sorry.
we're here to build a 2024 list as required by or as recommended by the Attorney General's office. That's what we're here to do. And the actual list is not going to be built by us. It's going to be built by the genre chairs and those who apply to the genre chairs to represent their respective genres. We will then take the list as a board and determine whether or not that's an appropriate list with all proper representations for the events that they're going to be holding at the 13th Festival of the Pacific Arts. And whether one person decides to or not to apply, that's an individual choice. But whatever comes before us, then that's our opportunity to screen and determine whether or not the guidelines set forth that will be published on the 15th was followed, and whether or not that list was properly created, and whether or not that list of whoever's on that list is duly representative of what we're trying to send to Hawaii to represent Guam.
Colette, can I answer?
Yes.
Appreciate, I know this is a very difficult topic.
It's so conflicting.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
I don't know why we have to have this
It's
conversation.
very horrible, and I think that speaking for myself, and the reason that I think that this is a good route to take is that I had a backup plan. There's different ways that this meeting could have gone, but the way that FESPAC has worked is that the chairs have been responsible for selecting their delegations. And the chairs have chosen, have put their suggestion forward as their way to address issues. And as a board member, I want to support those chairs. This list, the list that they come up with, will still come back to us. And should that list not be something that we feel that, or that I personally feel represents Guam the best way, we'll be back here. I'm sure you will all be back here as well. I know that it's taking a little bit longer, and I'm sorry for that, and I know that maybe feels like a step back. And I hear it in you, I understand, but that's,
Well, one thing that he said, thank you for what you said, but he had also mentioned that you're wiping everybody from 21, 20, and whatever. So are you trying to say that everything that these women have went through, you're just wiping it?
Oh, no,
You're
of course
wiping
not.
it?
No,
Or-
what we meant was the delegation.
I understand that, but it goes further than that.
No, but don't take his comments out of context. What
That's
the
why I'm
mayor-
asking
the-
the
the-
question.
The mayor, maybe you can explain yourself when you said that's like that. You were talking about the delegation, correct?
Well,
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
And I don't think that we're saying that, the reason we wanted the AG opinion was to make sure we're acting within the law, right? That's it.
That's it.
That was what we wanted to do. I know, and it was, we don't use the judicial system as our benchmark. We don't have to do that. We don't, that's what we got clarity on. And that's what we're moving forward with. So, I know it could have gone differently, but I hope that this still is going in the direction that everybody feels is the right way to go.
When we get the
Thank you.
answer of no, that's how we will know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Who's next, Jackie?
Maneka, please.
Maneka.
We're just all here because we care about our community, and we want to make sure our community's heard. This was a call to action from the community, and as you proceed with this process, right, of opening up this, if you're going to wipe the slate clean, like you say, please keep this all in mind as you move forward in your new selection. But also, obviously there's a lot of people are feeling a lot of pain and a lot of rage. And we're here also to acknowledge that, we stand with survivors. We stand with the women and we believe the women. And that is something that needs to be said also in this space. So as you wipe the slate clean, just please remember that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Maneka. Next? That's it? Okay, did you say?
Yeah, I just have a comment.
What is your name?
Thank you. Hi, so I go by A. I would like to just use my nickname. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
A.
A? She wants to use a nickname. A, okay, A. Thank you, A.
So I really appreciate all of you making the decision to pick new representatives for FESPAC. And I think that's really important when your community is reaching out to you, concerned about people that have been chosen. And I just want to ask, and it's really a rhetorical question, if any of you have daughters, if any of you have granddaughters, family members who travel from home alone and go overseas, if any of you have that in your families, and what would you do if your child, your family member, was actually assaulted, and you take them to a court of law, and the abuser gets away with it, and you know, in your heart of hearts what happened? What would you do? You would go to the end of the earth. You would probably lose your mind. The pain, the sorrow, the fear, the lack of being heard, I can't explain it to you unless you've gone through it.
Thank you.
And as you go, I haven't had a minute yet, and as you go through your list, when these new people come through trying to apply to go to FESPAC, we all know who this is about, but I won't say their name. But I hope that you make the right decision, because I know what happened. I know these survivors. I've sat with these people. I've looked them in the eyes. I went to the court proceedings. I know. And I hope that you send people who represent Guam and the beautiful island it really is, and the amazing people that are here. I hope that you send people who represent that and embody that in every single aspect of their life.
Thank you.
Because that is what matters, that is what is important, and that is what's true. Thank you.
Thank you, A. Thank you, everyone.
I would beg you to look at the two men who are on their phones right now and not listening to her, and the one who cut her off. It's very rude.
It is, it is. And like I said, if you had a daughter, if you have granddaughters, and someone touched them, you'd be right here.
Understood. And thank you very much.
And there's great concern of your chairs and the people who may have constructed this idea that you need the AG opinion. That was an idea that was constructed, and it seems like it was to protect certain individuals. And so that is of great concern.
Thank you very much. And so we've gone through the list of everyone that signed in. And if I go
Max
back
said
to
he
the,
was gonna
if I go
speak
back,
to at the
excuse
end.
me, if I go back to the agenda, after announcements, we've given everybody the opportunity to make comments. Item 10 on the agenda is adjournment with our next regular board meeting of April 9th. Is there a motion on floor to adjourn?
Max said
I
he
move
would
to adjourn.
Max said he
I
would
move-
speak.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mayor, Max did have a comment that he had to say before we move to adjourn.
Madam,
Okay.
what is your name? Sorry that we started off on the bad foot. What is
My
your name?
name's Star.
Star Dresser, right? Okay. Yes, I did respond to one of your emails, and I think you've taken it way, I think you should be happy I responded. I don't know if any other board member responded, but I responded. Out of respect to
It's
you.
actually all been posted about how you responded and also how Ms. Judy Flores responded.
I know.
It's been posted on the
So-
internet, so you know,
So
so it's
let me,
aware.
no, because I'm not on, let me explain myself. I first want to address the Change.org and other groups who have been petitioning for the removal of Mr. Jose Nicholas from the Fast Pack application. I am a victim of cyberbullying and blackmail. So therefore I'm not on social media. So I'm trying to identify how my personal email has gotten to these groups who have been sending these emails to me since about February 6th. It has been very traumatizing. Yes, it's true, CAHA board members don't have government-produced email addresses, which we'll be addressing shortly. But I did respond to a few of the emails mentioned, and I would like to give the venue and the opportunity for those folks to air their concerns. I mentioned this before the last meeting in February where no one showed up. So I'm very happy that many of you came today. I really am.
I'm so sorry you've gone through this trauma, Max.
I'm also alerted by friends and family from around the globe that comments were made about me, that I'm threatening with libel.
You did that.
I did not.
You 100% did. It's right
So,
there.
can I have a chance to talk without you interrupting, ma'am?
I'm sorry.
So please let me provide my background. I'm a veteran, having served in the National Guard for 16 years. I was a commander for a unit for 9 years. As a commander, when complaints of these type were brought up to my attention, there are tools at my disposal to provide both the alleged victims and the person who has been alleged perpetrator. I'm sorry, what was I saying?
It doesn't even pertain to any of the things.
Excuse me.
You can tell I'm being bullied here.
Okay, you know what, I think, and.
People in this room have been raped,
Let me just
Okay,
say my
go
piece.
ahead, Vice Chair.
Yeah, let me just say my piece. So as a commander, when complaints of these type are brought up, there are tools at my disposal to provide both the alleged victim and perpetrator until proper authority do their due diligence and take action. I have seen many scenarios myself. Alleged victim accuses alleged perpetrator of such and such as a way to spite them for ending a relationship. Alleged victim fabricates a story that is later found to be completely false.
So do you believe that?
Perpetrators did what was alleged.
So do you believe that in this sense,
In any case, let me finish, ma'am.
It just sounds so stupid, dude.
The principle
Madam
of
Chair, Max, I hate to interrupt, but we're kind of deviating from this section of the agenda. This section is announcements. And so I know, there seems to be a dialogue back and forth. And if that's if there wants to be a continuation of this dialogue, I ask that it be done, after the adjournment of the meeting rather than during the conduct of this meeting. I mean, we're here for official business, and some of us really have work to get done.
And this is a public meeting and we have great concern about your vice chair.
Mr. Mayor, please allow me to finish.
Okay,
So as I was saying, several different scenarios. Alleged victim accuses perpetrator of such and as a way to spite them of ending a relationship. Alleged victims fabricate a story that is later found to be completely false. Perpetrators did what was alleged. And you know, in any case, the principle of innocent until proven guilty is something I must uphold as a commander. And what's the point of serving with my fellow brothers and sisters at arms when we swear to uphold the law of the land? Not to be disrespectful to you that have brought forth these complaints, but I have asked for credible things, and it right now
Knox,
legally is.
excuse me, Knox. Sorry, one second, just one second.
We're
This
not,
man-
we're not,
this
we're not
man
the same.
is a rapist.
No.
He raped me. I took him to court. That is credible. That is credible. And everyone here, you all know how corrupt the system is on Guam.
Okay.
He's a fucking rapist. That's it. I move to adjourn the meeting. He's a fucking rapist.
Move
He's
to
a
adjourn the
pedophile.
meeting, Mayor.
And do not let him represent your island.
Yes.
That is fucking incredible. And you can take the picture.
Okay.
You are a rapist. Everyone knows.
Somebody skip this over.
Okay.
That was
not
solving.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Please allow
Move
me,
during the meeting.
please allow me to finish.
And
my
what have
comments.
you done, Max? What are you trying to hide? Why are you trying to protect him so much?
Please allow me to finish my comments.
You're talking about the army and what you've done and oh, well, what
Madam.
does it have to do with anything? Just say no. Just say no.
Excuse me.
I am not part of your meeting. I'm sorry. I'm not as respectful
There's a
as
second to
anybody
the
else in
motion
here,
to
but
adjourn.
that's crazy.
I know,
That's
but-
crazy
but-
how much
but
it's
that's-
taking
I'm
for
sorry,
this
Max.
for this to happen.
Madam Chair, I made a motion to adjourn the meeting, and I asked that
Max,
the,
Donna made a motion to adjourn the meeting. Max, I
I'll
mean,
second
Mayor, are
that. I'll second it.
you?
And
To
so,
adjourn the meeting?
so can I also ask after the adjournment of the meeting, so that we can kind of, yeah, but after we adjourn the meeting, if I can ask the board members and the director to kind of stand back, because we really need to kind of nail down this application process that we're going to be publishing on Friday.
All you need to do is remove one person.
You really can't choose anybody else? There's nobody else on one? Nobody? Literally nobody? Literally nobody.
So let's take a
There's a motion
vote.
on the floor, Madam Chair.
Anybody?
Take a
Anybody
vote.
else?
Excuse me, can we take a vote to adjourn the meeting? All in favor to adjourn the meeting?
Aye.
Say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye. Okay. All opposed?
Nay.
Nay, the meeting is adjourned. It's 4:13 PM. Thank you very much, board members.